right, man. Dan Campbell revealed that, they happy to have Carlton Davis and kind of revealed a little current story about him. And Carlton Davis kind of admitted why playing Houston, Texas was so important to him. So basically, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Dan Campbell basically said they had a meeting Saturday before the Texas game, and he, basically told Carlton Davis, pulled him to the side and said that, he, that they were happy to acquire him. That, that was the best acquisition that they did last season, was acquiring him. And he was also talking about everything he meant to the DB room, helping the guys out with technique and, and everything he bringing to the team. And, a lot of people was questioning the decision. People wanted L'Jarius Sneed. I don't know who else was available, but Jamel Dean was also available for the Bucks, and remember it was that ex Tampa Bay player. I guess he worked for like one of the news stations down there for the Bucks, and I did a video where he said that basically people in the Tampa Bay organization and the fans were happy to see Carlton Davis go. And that's what they said. They was happy to see him go. He had some lapses here and there, which a lot of DBs do. And, for the most part, you put him in this system. I mean, he, in the contract year, he's thriving. He's playing very, very well. And they playing man-to-man, sticky physical coverage. He's gotten better through the season. Terrion Arnold's is getting better through the season. People talking about, well, that could have been pass interference on that last play. I mean, that's just, to me, that's bang-bang football. Back in the day, what they deemed pass interference, that wasn't pass interference. They're reversing it towards the offense. You could be physical, you got a right to the ball, just like they got a right to the ball. That's the crazy thing about it. The receiver do all that pushing, and they do all that push off, and they never call it. But nonetheless, So, happy to have him, and, I said he's been balling this year, and I won't be surprised if they tried to, give him some bread before the end of the season. But the only thing with him is the little knick-knack injuries that slowed him down. He started the season off with a little knick-knack injury. He was good. But, the contract year, I mean, he's been very consistent. I think Jamar Chase said, last season that was the best guy that defended him. So, it's a match. What he does in man-to-man coverage, what the Lions want to do in man-to-man coverage. He got 2 interceptions, big interceptions. He's been good. He's been really, really good. And, question is, if you let him go, which there's a report that the Raiders might want to sign him in the offseason. If you let him go, is Ennis Rackstraw ready to step up? Are you ready to have Amick be the number one? Can Mosley step up and recover from his 2 knee injuries? Would you put Ife Melifanu back on that side and Terrion? So I think, just to speak on the financial aspect of it for a minute, I think, you got to pay him at this point. I think you got to pay him. I think Terrion, about 3-year deal. Let Terrion grow into his own. That kid over in Philadelphia is a problem. Quinyon Mitchell. I like this tape better than Terrion, but like I said, everybody learned at different speeds. But Terrion, he getting there for sure. So I don't think they ready for Terrion to be the number one corner. So it's kind of to the point where you traded for him, he came and did his job. And what we was expecting when they traded for him was him to get a new contract. That was the expectation. The expectation was for him to get a new contract. That's what we all thought was about to happen. But it never happened. So I don't know what the discussions was. Was it, you played this last year out, we revisited, we'll tag you, they still can tag them, and all that type of stuff. But in my opinion, I think the best thing to do for him, for the Lions, if he continued to play well and stay healthy, is pay him. Pay him. I mean, at the end of the day, you figure out everything else with Rackstraw, you figure out everything with Amick Roberts, and whoever else in the mix. But I think you got to pay him at this point. I think that's the smart thing to do, is pay him. And if, Terrion, becomes that number one, then you got 2 number one receivers, or 2 number one corners out there. So, yeah, I just think if he can stay healthy, he's done the job, and now you're going to get some guys back that's going to help that secondary out a little bit more. So, yeah, he's been really, really good, man, really good. And he said the reason why the Houston game was so personal for him was last year. It was his worst game of his career when he played in Tampa versus Houston. He gave up the game-winning touchdown to Tank Dell. They was down by, I think Houston was down by 33. Well, it was some 33, 31 or 30, I think, or 29 or something like that. And they got the game-winning touchdown with like 3 or 4 seconds left on Carlton Davis. He also, Pro Football Focus, credited him with allowing 3 passing touchdowns that game. So, he said it was the worst, game of his career. He said it was pretty personal. He didn't want to make it personal. It was a personal game because he said when they was down in that game and they played at NRGL, whatever it's NRL Stadium in Houston, whatever it's called. In Tampa, they lost to him there. He said he just didn't want to go out like that twice when they was down in Houston, 7-23. He said he had to make a play. Made 2 big plays. Made the pick in the flat. Made the pick in the end zone. And helped turn that game all the way around. So, yeah, it seemed like he got the grit. Seemed like he got the dog. Seemed like he came in with the swagger. And, same thing with the Lions and the Cowboys. It was a don't forget mentality. That's what it was. It was a don't forget mentality. What they did to us last year, don't forget it. Package it up, and don't forget it. And, you got, even with a dog don't forget. Real talk, a dog don't forget. You do some wild shit to a dog, that stays in their memory. That's why they play with the Lions. And they play with grit. They play with that dog. They play with that ferocity. They don't forget. They gonna be petty and they gonna get their lick back. They gonna get their lick back, and that's what I love about these Lions. They just ain't rolling over. So, but yeah, man. So I've liked the job that he's done while he's here in Detroit. So, shout out to Carlton Davis. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live with our video at the link tree. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, Cash App, Venmo, CJ Good 313. Check out the PayPal link. Check my other platforms inside the link tree as well too. Peace.